Websec.fr challenge, and the challenge I'm going to be doing today is going to be called level 5, which is a medium one. So the challenge is level 5 spelling is important. It says, seems now that no one knows how to spell proper English anymore those days. We offer you this spell shaker written in pure PHP. Be nice and do not break it, please. So let's see. Let's try like hello. Spell check. Hello. What if we spell something wrong? Does he even check it? Rang. Kind of works. But anyway, let's check this. So we see right here, dog type web level 5. Thanks to Bloatus for this help. Thanks for Harold for reporting an XSS. And we get this, but we want to look as PHP code. So we have display errors, error reporting, all deprecated. Then we have a request queue, so it's I guess accepting request. It requires spell H. Implement the correct word function. So we had this substring. So I guess we can only accept 256 words for the most part, and then it separates everything by. So I guess right here we have some sort of blacklist where we can't put quotes, parentheses, spaces, and then quotation marks. And then we also have preg replace, which replaces characters such as it takes off the whatever we input, and after it runs are correct. But the thing, I guess the vulnerability with this code is that preg replace allows for because of the e flag and preg replace. So what does that mean? So preg replace, e flag, e flag. The regex modifier PHP with example vulnerability and alternative. What does E do with example? The E modifier is a deprecated regex modifier which allows you to use your PHP code within your regular expression. This means that whatever you parse will be evaluated as part of your program. So that means you could evaluate code with this. The example, bet you want a BMW, and then it has right here. So it does a preg replace, and after that it evaluates the input into string to upper, and then it runs it, and then you'll get input like this. But with the E one, you'll just return bet you want a BMW, which is everything capitalized. So this basically runs it. And in our case, what we want to do right here is we want to be able to run our specific code to be able to read the flag.php, which is stored in a $ flag. So how do we do this? So how do you solve this challenge? Because we're not allowed for spaces, quotes, and tilde. So that's what happens when we do a space. Nothing happens. What if you do something like this? I don't know. Stuff that's not allowed. I still print it out, but I guess does it blacklist it? Let me make sure. Hello for the most part, but I guess what happens to this? Maybe I wasn't reading the code correctly. Control, open link in new tab. If it implodes it, I guess it blacklist. I guess it replaces it as regular. So, or maybe it doesn't pass it as to this function for the most part. So I think what we're trying to do at the end of the day is be able to, I guess, print out the code, and we have to write arbitrary PHP code, and the arbitrary PHP code that we want to be able to write has to do with, I guess, with the Q value. So I guess how do we do this for the most part, since like a bunch of things are filtered out for us. So if we go and inspect and we go to the network tab and see what we have available. So let's try A and spell check it. So we have A and it returns Anna. Doesn't matter, that's like the post request. But you see right here the post, this will be sent, and if we resend this, we're giving all of this. So we have the submit button, we also have this. So the way to solve this challenge, since we can't for the most part include quotes and all that, we have to use replacements for it. So how do we find replacements? So what we want to do is include a $ tilde. What does this do for the most part? This $ tilde, $ tilde in PHP. What does it mean in PHP syntax? Simple syntax provides ways to embed a variable in array value in a string with minimal effort. So it's basically the same thing as just embedding stuff as a string for the most part. So it's for, yeah, embedding for the most part. And where we're gonna embed a string, because then string values aren't allowed because of the blacklist. So we're gonna embed a string. Then we want to include our PHP file because we want to be able to include our PHP file. So what does include mean? So we do what is include in PHP. So this include statement takes all the text markup that exists in a specific file and copies the file, and that includes that statement. So we get all the variables from the include file. So we want to be able to include, what we want to be able to include is the flag variable from flag.php. So now we want to do a space right here, but since we know spaces aren't allowed, we're going to use something called URL decode or URL decode reference or encoding. Since spaces aren't allowed, we have to use something else. In our case, we're going to use new line. So new line feed percentage 09. We're going to use this. This creates a new line, so that's going to be our space. Now we have percentage 09. So what do we do next? So we want to be able to, I guess, have some kind of, I guess, request value. For the most part, we want to be able to include it. So we want to be able to add another value to our PHP code. So we're gonna do something like this. I'm just gonna grab this right here and do request, but this time it's not gonna be a Q, it's gonna be a 0. And then what that's gonna do is that's gonna allow us to do something like and 0 equals to flag.php allows us to include flag.php, because if we didn't have this, we're gonna have to wrap it around quotes. But this request dot 0 allows us to just request it from right here and include it as a string. This gets included as a string. And now what we want to be able to do is add simple things right here and include the variable that we want to grab. So we're going to do $flag. And hopefully this works out of the top of my memory. So if we send this, hopefully this works. It takes a while to make sure if it works or not. Oh God, please respond. And then yeah, that worked for the most part, and we get Websec, right? Spell checking, PHP ain't no fun. So for the most part, what it's doing, it's including the flag.php file, and after that it prints out the $flag. Reason being is because if we go down right here, it says HTML special characters, that echoes out the corrected characters. So you see corrected text, and then it echoes out the special characters, and the special characters that we want to. And if you look what HTML special chars does in PHP, this function converts the predefined characters to HTML entities. So and HTML, so yeah, it prints it out as HTML characters, but in this case we wanted to specify a specific value to it from a PHP from the PHP code. So yeah. So yeah, that's about it for this challenge. Just mostly understanding like the wraparounds, how to bypass certain things. In this case, include and then bypass space with a new line. Then if you want to add a string, we just send a request variable and just grab it from right here. Similar to some flash CTFs that happened in the past. But yeah, this is one of the ways to do it. And yeah, and if you just grab this and just like submit it, I already did it on mine, but if you just submit it right here and just take up the extra space and then validate, we get good for level 5 water, but flag already submitted. But yeah, that's about it for this challenge. Mostly, I guess, understanding how to bypass the blacklist that we're giving in this PHP code, which is just quotes, parentheses, spaces, and tildes. But anyway, that's about it from me, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Anyway, peace.